everyone, welcome back to Nuskrit, and in this video we'll talk about SQL queries. So we will be doing some really good questions which will actually give you the insights to solve the SQL queries in a very efficient and better way. So first of all, we will talk about how some SQL query looks like, right? So if I talk about some SQL query, so it will look something like this. So this is how any of the query looks like. Means this is a very typical query that we usually find, right? So we have a select statement. Okay, so we are selecting, let's suppose a1, a2, a3 up to like some columns. Then from, so we have multiple relations out of which we are fetching the data. And then we have where clause, with where we have some conditions. So we can have multiple conditions as well. Then we have a group by clause. Then we have some attributes, like for example group by student name, group by age, like this. And then with group by, we may have some having conditions also, like for example having sum of some attribute is greater than equals to like this, ऐसे कुछ करके we have some conditions. And then order by query. Order by helps us to get the data in some ordering, right? So basically there are some rules, there are some steps through which we should solve this query, right? Say for example, if we find any of the query, any of the SQL query written in any of the manner, then there are some steps through which we should solve this query, right? So first of all, we should always solve this thing. So at a very number one, we are going to solve this. We are going to perform this from clause, right? After performing this from clause, the second condition that we have to execute is this one, where clause. So after performing where clause, we will execute the where clause. Now at the third number, after performing where clause, we are going to basically execute this group by clause. So this is the third number, third step. After this group by clause, we will be executing this having clause. After executing this having clause, finally we are going to select the data at fifth number. After selecting the fifth number, after executing the select clause, if we have some distinct written over there, then we will be performing this distinct clause, right? And after performing this distinct clause, whatever data we will get, we are going to perform the order by clause over that data, right? So this is the execution steps. These means this is how we have to execute any of the query in this order, right? So if you have got this point, now let's get started with the very first question, and we will try to apply all these steps one by one, right? So you may take a screenshot of this. This will help you in solving lots of queries. So now let's get started with the very first question. So here we have a query, and so basically we are given two tables. So let's try to understand the very first question. Consider the given two tables, vehicle and travel. What is the output of the following query? Now let's try to execute this thing. So देखो, we will first of all we will try to execute this from clause. So okay, so the from clause is saying that we have to basically fetch the data from table travel only. So we will be looking at the travel table only. Okay. Now let's understand the next step. Next is saying that you have to fetch the data as per the group, as per the vcode group. Okay. So what we will do is we will first of all from this table, from this travel table, what we are going to do is we will be forming groups of vcode. So whatever unique number of vcodes we have, whatever unique number of vcodes we have, we are going to separate them group by group. Okay. So what we will do is, first of all, we will form the group of v01 and v01. This is one group. Fine. Now we will form the another group. So let's suppose v0 to v02 is another group. Okay. This is the second group, and the third group is basically this v3, right? And I think v3 and v4 and v5 are the different groups, right? So let me make them by square wise, and the third one is, let's say, maybe some like this. So now I think this is enough to let you know कि okay, we have different groups, right? So if I write all the groups, so the unique number of groups that we have got is v01, then v02, then v03, then v04, and then v05. Fine. Now if you remember, so so in this question we don't have any where clause. So at the first step we executed from clause. Then in the second step, we are executing this group by clause. Now after executing this group by clause, we have to execute this having clause, right? Now we are going to perform this having clause. Okay, fine. Now what having clause is doing basically, so whatever whatever groups you have formed, whatever groups you have formed, you have to count the number of rows in each of the groups, right? So let's calculate that. So if I form the group of V01, so how many number of were there? So there were 2 number of rows. If I calculate the number of rows of the group V02, so how many number of we have? We have number of rows as 2. Now for V03 we have number of rows is 1, and V4 is 1, and V5 also the number of rows is 1. Fine. So we have basically calculated the number of rows for each of the groups. So this query is giving the information of each group just by calculating the number of rows. Fine. And that I have written over here. Fine. Now what we have to do is we have to perform this condition also. Okay, we have to perform this condition also. So if I perform this condition also, कि ठीक है, so whatever number of groups we have, how many number of groups have number of rows as greater than 1. So this is having number of rows greater than 1, this is having number of rows greater than 1, this is not having number of rows greater than 1. I hope you have got this. Now means in our result we have these 2 groups. So these 2 groups have been filtered in our results as per this query. Now what we have to do is we have to finally perform the select statement. So in this select statement, we have to calculate the count of rows and all the unique codes. So what data we have? So we have V code V01, V02, and for each of the V code we have count as 2 and count as 2. So I think option number A is the correct option. Fine. Now I am going to tell you some of the rules which you have to perform always if you get some query like group by, involving group by clause. So now rule number 1. So let's suppose if you have V code in the group by clause, now it is mandatory to have this V code attribute in your select clause also. This is the rule number 1. So what is the rule number 1? Rule number 1 is the rule that whatever attributes you have in group by clause, it is mandatory to have that attribute in select clause also. So let's suppose if V code and kilometer and NOP could have been here in this group by clause, then it is mandatory to have all these attributes in the select clause also. Okay, fine. So if I generalize this statement, so whatever number of attributes you have in group by clause, all those attributes should be there in select clause also. Now this is a very important point. Now if you will go to Google and you will try to search this thing, so you will find that it is not mandatory. It is not mandatory to have all the attributes which are present in the group by clause in the select clause. You will find that this is the wrong rule. Means whatever I am telling you is wrong rule. But listen very carefully. Whatever I am telling you it is based on the SQL standards, and in InfyTQ all the questions are basically solved using SQL standards and not MySQL standard or Oracle standard or PostgreSQL standards. So basically it is not necessary to have all the attributes in select statement according to MySQL, according to Oracle, or according to PostgreSQL. But if you see the SQL standards, then SQL says that whatever attributes you are using in the group by clause, it is mandatory to have those attributes in this select clause also. So I hope you have understood this first clause. Now let's understand the second rule. If you are using that attribute which have been used in the group by clause in the select clause, after this, with this particular attribute, इस attribute के साथ you can only use some aggregation function only. You can use only aggregation function. Fine. So for example, aggregation function like sum, count, average, minimum, maximum. So these are the aggregation functions. Fine. So basically you cannot use any other column with this V code. यहाँ पे you cannot use that. Fine. For example, why we can't use any other attribute is because let's suppose you are basically having the V code. So V code were V01 and V02. Fine. So these 2 V codes will be selected. As per this rule, these 2 V code will be selected. And now if you say that you have to select kilometer also. If you say that you have to select kilometer also with V code. So you have multiple kilometer values. You have multiple kilometer values for V01. For V01 you have 200. You have 100. So which of the value you will write here? Whether 200 or 100. Similarly for V02, if you will see for V02 you have multiple kilometer values, 450 and 80. So what value you will use here? So you are confused with what value to be used with this V02, right? So you cannot select the whole column. Instead, what you can do is you can sum up all those values. So you can calculate the sum. That means you can use the aggregate function. You can count these values. You can calculate the average of these two values. ठीक है? So means with each of the attribute you can use the aggregate function, right? So you can use aggregate function and not the whole column. So this is the second number of rules. So I have told you two rules. The rule number one is कि whatever attribute will be used with the group by clause, all those attributes is mandatory to be used in select clause also. Rule number one. Rule number two is कि you cannot use any other column. You cannot use any other column with this V code. The only thing is, the only attributes that you can use with this V code is the aggregation functions. That's it. So these are the two rules that you have to keep in mind to solve the query very effectively and correctly. Fine. So I hope you have understood this question. So answer to this question is going to be option number A. Now let's move to the next question. So this is a simple question. Now let me explain this. So whenever you write from table, so again we will be executing this query as per our rules. So whatever rule we have discussed in here, right, we will be executing that query in this manner, right? So now let's understand this thing. So we have a from clause. First of all, we have a from clause. So using from clause we will be executing this query. So let's suppose this is the from clause. So now it is saying that we have to select the data from both the tables, travel A and vehicle B. So whenever we write two tables, whenever we write two relations by comma separated, whenever we write two tables with the comma separated, in that case the whole data that has to be converted in such a manner is that this particular row is going to be combined with all those rows, the second row will be combined with all those rows, and similarly the third row will be combined with all those rows, and fourth row will be combined all those rows, and similarly the fifth row will also be combined with all of these rows. So that means कि if you will execute this thing, if you will execute this from clause, so this from clause will actually have so many number of rows. ठीक है? Say for example, in this particular table we have 5 rows, and in this table we have 4 and 3 7 rows. So from travel A comma vehicle B will actually create a new table in which you will have 35 rows, because every row will be combined with each of the rows of the travel table. ठीक है? But so in that case it will be very difficult for us to solve this query. So what next we have to look is that the where clause. So that means now the query will become, okay, we don't have to consider all the 35 rows, but what we will consider is कि wherever we have the V code of the vehicle class, we will be comparing it with the code of the vehicle class with the code of the travel class. And sorry, this is not the vehicle, this is the V code. So we will be comparing these two V codes, and wherever we have these two V codes equal, only then we will be considering that data, right? For example, now if I will execute this part, ये वाला part and ये वाला part, right? So what this query will tell me, okay, you have to consider this V01, you have to compare this V01 with this table only where you have V code as V01 first of all. Okay, so these two will be refiltered. Also you have to look for kilometer, कि जिसकी kilometer value will be less than 90, only that you have to consider, only then you have to consider that row. So in this case we don't have any kilometer value which is lesser than 90, right? Although we have V code V01 is equal to V01, but we don't have any value kilometer which is less than 90, right? So this will be ignored. So this column will be ignored. Now we will consider the next one, V02. Now V02, we have V02 here and here equal. Now we will look for the value which is in which kilometer is also less than 90. So in this case kilometer is not less than 90, but in this case kilometer is less than 90. That means this particular row and this particular row is going to be in our result case, right? And if this is in the result, what we have to select? We have to select three things. What? V code, CNAME and vehicle type. So what is the V code? V code is V02. What is the CNAME? CNAME is the Ravi Anish. So CNAME is the Ravi Anish. And what is the vehicle type? So vehicle type is basically AC Deluxe bus. So this is going to be in our result. Now let's consider the third way, third row, V03, wherever we have V03 as equal to V03 in this travel table. So for example, here we have V03 equal. So now we will be looking at the kilometer value also, but kilometer value is not less than 90. That means this is not going to be in our table, in our result set. Now V04, we have V04 as equal to V04 in travel table here, and the value, kilometer value, is also less than 90. That means this result set is going to be considered in our result set. So what we have to select from this result set? V04, the V code, the name is John Malia, and the basically the vehicle type for this is SUV, right? So this is the SUV. So that means this is also in the result set. Now the third final, V05, where we have V05 is this, and 90 is less than 90. 90 is less than 90. It is wrong. 90 kilometer value is less than 90. This is not true. So that means we are not considering this particular row also, right? So finally we have this data only in our result set. So the option number, I think again A is the correct answer. Now let's move to the next question. Now this is a very important and this is a very easy question. So let's suppose we have this query. So this is the sales information table that we are given, that is given to us, and this is the Katie's query and this is the Lisa's query. Now what the question is saying is that we have to generate this output. So whose query will generate the below output? Okay, so Katie has written her own query and Lisa has written her own query. Now what we have to do is basically, so we have to generate this output, and the question is basically ki whose query will generate this output. So that means we have to perform these two queries over this table, and we will see whether this particular output is being resulted or not, right? So let's try to execute the first Katie's query. So see now, so we are not going to look at this select statement. We will be first looking at the from statement. Okay, from this table. Fine. So we have to select the data from this table. Okay. Now second is we will be executing this where query. So where query is this one, right? And in this also, if you look closely, so this is one condition, this is complete one condition, and this is another condition. And then let's suppose this particular condition results true, and the whole condition results true, then only we will be considering that part. So you have to look very closely this query. So let's suppose first of all we execute this one, the first part. So it is saying that if we convert the region into lowercase letters, lower of region means that we are going to convert each of the value of this region attribute into the lowercase letters, right? So if we convert this region column into the lowercase, so where we have values ending with T. So %T basically tells you the values ending with T. So I think this one, and this one, these four values are going to be in your result set. Fine. Okay. Now let's understand the next one. So basically now let's try to calculate the next end condition. So now you have two condition here and you have OR condition in between. So that means either this will be true or this will be true. We will consider that particular column, that particular row, sorry. Okay. So if any of the conditions between this and this becomes true, we will take it and we will add it to our result set, right? According to the first query, we have these four numbers in our result set. Fine. So now let's try to understand. So basically we are not going to consider these rows now, because they are not in our result set as per the first condition, right? As per the first condition, these three result sets are not in our result. So we are not going to consider them for the next end query, right? Now for this end query, we are going to consider these four values only. Now in this particular query, it is saying that either we have to take those values whose salesman is ending with N or ending with N or starting with N, right? So basically we have to consider all those salesmen whose values is starting with N or whose values is ending with N. So do we have any, so this is this one, and this one. So we have these three values which are either starting with N or ending with N, right? So finally means this particular column will also be neglected because the second query is failing. So basically in this particular salesman, neither we have David name starting with N nor we have ending with N, right? So this particular query will also be, this particular row will also be neglected. And finally we have these 3 rows in our result set, and you can see that the result which is formed is actually these number of queries, these number of rows: West, East, East, West, East, East, Alan, John, Nicholas, Alan, John, Nicholas. That means KT's queries is finally giving this output as per this query. Now let's try to understand the Lisa's query. Now basically Lisa's query also says कि we will be basically fetching first of all this value. So let's try to convert the region again with the okay. So we will be converting region like where we have th ending. So that means th ending, and th ending. But this is the or condition कि either we have this thing or this thing. ठीक है. So in the previous case, we were calculating, we were filtering this result as per the percentage because we had a and condition, we had and attribute here, right? But in this case we have or attribute. That means we will have to again see all those results as per this query, right? So let's try to understand this one. So now in this case it is saying that we will be considering all those values which are ending with N and also starting with N. Salesman, ending with N and starting with N, means both the condition has to be satisfied, starting with N and ending with N. So but you will have to look all the values because this is the or condition, right? So in this case neither the value is starting with N nor ending with N, means this will be neglected. Okay, Alan is ending with N but it is not starting with N, so this will also be neglected. David, again it will be neglected, this will also be neglected. Now this value is starting with N and ending with N, so this will be considered. This is starting with N but not ending with N. This is starting with N but not ending with N. So that means in all of the values we have only one value which is starting with N and ending with N. Now what we will do is we will be performing OR operations between them. So we have this thing or this thing. So एक तरीके से we have this thing, right? So if this is in the result set or this, so that means this will be in our result set and this will be in our result sets and this will be in our result set. So now you can see by performing Lisa's query we are just getting what James wala and this Nolan wala and this Nick wala, right? Because we have OR operator in between. So that means this is not generating this output. So only KT's query will generate the output which is given to us, right? So finally the answer will be option number D. Now let's move to the next question. Now we will see this one. So this is a very easy and very easy question, but we have something new in this question. So basically we have to consider these two tables, tables A and B, and it is just asking how many tuples this query will result in, right? So let's try to understand this query. So basically this is an example of inner query. So first of all we will be generating we will be calculating the inner query and then we will be performing that result in the outer query, right? So first of all we will be running this inner query. So it is saying that we have to select B age, we have to select B age of table B from B table where we have B dot name is equals to Arun. But now you can see that in this table, in the name attribute, we don't have any of the row which is having name as Arun, right? So that means what this query will result in? This query will result in age like this, nothing, no output. It is not selecting any of the records. Now let's try to understand the outer query. Now it is saying that we have to select those IDs from the table A. We have to select those IDs from the table A wherein we have age of A. Age of A is greater than all those ages which have been selected in this inner query. Now, so first of all we will be having age 60. So now we are going to check simply that whether this 60 age is greater than all of the ages which we have got in this result. So in this result we don't have any age. That means 60 is greater than all of the ages. Yes or no? Simple hai. Fine. So now let's try to understand again. So in this particular case we have selected this 60 age. Now we are just asking ki whether this 60 age is greater than all of these ages which have been selected in this result. So in this result, we don't have any age. That means 60 is definitely going to be the greater than all of the ages which have been selected in this particular case. That means this is going to be in the result set. Now we will consider the next row. So next row we have age 24. Again, 24 is definitely going to be greater than all of those ages which are greater than in this result. So again, we don't have any value in this result. That means 24 is definitely going to be greater than with every age, right? So this is going to be in the result, and similarly this 11 will also be in a result. So finally we have how many number of IDs? ID number 12, ID number 15 and ID number 19 in our result set. That means how many number of rows? 3 rows. So answer will be 3. Okay, now let's try to consider this example. Again, one of the very good example. So basically what we have to do is we have to consider relation project which is having 4 attributes: P number, P name, budget and city. Now the below query computes. So if we run this query, what is going to be the correct answer? See, whenever this kind of question is given, wherein after executing the query, we have to select some statement, we have to generate some output, right? Output in sense ki means we don't have to generate the output in the table of format, but it is asking that what this query is performing, right? It is an English statement. Then in that case, just simply take some data and try to run that. So to make this example more clear to you guys, I will be taking some example and we will be running this query, right? Let's understand this example through this table. Fine. So this is the query that we have to execute, and I have taken some data, right? So basically what kind of structure was given for the table? So for the table, I was given P number, that is project number, project name, budget and city. Fine. So I have taken these values. Okay. I am considering these 9 values in the table, and now I will be executing this query. Now again, see, again what we have is we have some inner query. So this is the inner query. So first of all, I will be performing this inner query only. So what this inner query is doing? So this inner query is basically selecting all those budgets from the project table where city is equals to Kanpur, right? So what I am doing is I am selecting all those budgets where city is equals to Kanpur. So now you can see 45,000, 46,000, then 23,000, then 11,000 and then 39,000 are there in my result set. Fine, because the city for these is Kanpur, right? Now let's understand the next step. So basically this particular query is generating what? This particular output, right? I hope you understand this thing. Fine. That means ki what I can do is I can simply put this thing this way, that I have some list in which I have some numbers 45,000, 46,000 and 23,000, and again we have 11,000, and the fifth value that I have is 39,000. So this is a kind of list that I have generated, right, from this given query, from this internal query. Okay, now what I will do is I will take, so this inner query is done, right? This inner query is done. Now what I am going to do here is ki I will be selecting all those projects name, right? I will be selecting all those project name from this project table wherein the budget is less than equal to any and with the not condition. Now this note can disturb you a bit, so let's try to remove this note value. मैंने कहा we don't have this note value. Assume for a while. So now if we will execute this query, so it is simply selecting those data wherein budget of this value, budget of this table, the budget of this table is less than equal to any of these values, right? And later on we will just convert that data to opposite, because we will be performing note. Array, this is a simple thing. Let's suppose if I say ki you have 29 value less than equal to any, and later on if this 29 becomes true, let's suppose for example if I have 49, 10 and 26, 21 let's suppose, so now I will check ki whether this 29 is less than any of the values. It is less than any of the values. Yes, it is less than this 49, any of the values. Yes, condition is true. That means if this is true, so I will consider this as false, right, by putting note. So later on we will do the same thing. Fine. So let's understand this thing. Okay, understand, you will get it. So as of now I am not considering this note value, and what I do simply is I will just simply calculate this query, right? So let's take one by one. So let's consider the first project. The budget for the first project is 45,000. That means the budget is 45,000. Now understand whether this 45,000 is less than any of the values. Whether this 45,000 is less than any of the values. Yes, it is less than with any of the values. Okay, ठीक है. Now let's try to consider the next one. So next one, the budget is 46,000. 46,000. I'm not considering this note. Okay. Whether this 46,000 is less than any of the values, less than equal to, yes, it is less than equal to this 46,000. That means this is also going to be in our result set as of now without performing note. Now let's consider third one. Third one is 32,000. 32,000 is less than equal to any of the values, yes. 60,000 is less than any of the values, no. Now 54,000. 54,000 is less than equal to any of the values, no again. 23,000 is less than equal to any of the values, yes. 11,000 is less than equal to any of the values, yes. 48,000 is less than equal to any of the values, no, again no. 39,000 is less than equal to any of the values, yes, again. Up now, if you perform this NOT operation, so that means wherever we were selecting the data, we will now neglect this. So we will neglect this, this, we will consider this, we will consider this, we will neglect this, consider this, neglect this. So we will just make it opposite. Now we have made this note as active. So now whatever data we were selecting earlier, we will remove this. So finally, what projects you are selecting, what project names you are selecting? See, what project name are you selecting? You are selecting D project, E project, and you are selecting H project. You are selecting D project, E project, and H project. Okay, now the value for D project is 60,000. The value of E project is 54,000. The value of H project is 48,000. Okay, let's try to consider something. Let's try to write all these budgets in some sequential manner. So let's suppose if I write all these budgets in some, basically in some decreasing order. So let's try to do this. So the highest budget that I have is 60,000. Right, I think I have considered all the budgets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I have considered all the 9 budgets. Right. Now, if you look closely, what particular budgets we are selecting? We are selecting 60, 54, and 48. 60, 54, and 48. 60,000, 54, and 48. Now, look at all those budgets which are considered for the Kanpur. These were the budgets which were for the Kanpur because we were executing this query. Select all those budgets where city is equals to Kanpur. So these are the budgets which are from the city Kanpur. And these are the budgets that we have selected according to this query. So now consider, now look very, very carefully. All these three budgets are actually those budgets which are greater than every project, which are greater than all the projects of the Kanpur. I repeat myself, look very closely. These budgets, these are the budgets of those projects. These are the budgets of those projects whose budget is greater than all the budgets of the Kanpur, all the projects of the Kanpur. So you may take any other data. You may take any other data and just execute this query. You will find that you will be selecting all those budgets which are actually greater than the budgets of all the projects in the Kanpur city, right? So the option number D is going to be the correct answer. Name of the projects jinka budget, whose budget is greater than all the projects in Kanpur, right? So this is a very simple query. So if you will look at that data and if you will execute some again on some other data, then you will come to know this query is basically fetching the projects jinka budget is greater than all the projects in the Kanpur, right? So the option number is D, means option D is the correct answer. Now let's understand the next example. Next example again is very, very important. Fine. Okay, now let's try to understand this example. See, so if I try to look at the difference between this query and the previous query, so you will find this inner query is not using any attribute of the outer table. So, see, this is the outer table, outer query table, project. This is the project table, again the same table, but this is different. This is the inner table, right? This is the table that you are using in the inner query. This is the table that you are using in the outer query. But what I am saying is that you are not using any of the attribute of the outer query table in the inner table. Okay, I think you are not getting this point. You will get this point in the next question. See, if I show you this particular question, what I am saying is that again you have inner query and the outer query. So this is the outer query and this is the inner query. Again you are using again you are fetching the data in the outer query and the inner query from the same table, right? This is also fetching the data from the book table and this is also fetching the data from the book table. But in this particular query, in this outer query, you are taking this book as some B book, and in this case you are taking this B book as some T book, and in this inner query you are using some attribute of the outer query, C, B dot price, and B is the outer query table. B is the outer query table. So there's a difference between the previous query and this query. So if now what, let me conclude this thing. So let's suppose if you use any of the attribute of the outer table in the inner query, let me repeat again, if you use any of the attribute of the outer table in the inner query, then these kind of queries becomes correlated query. So these kind of queries are known as correlated queries. I hope you will get this. Now there is a different methodology through which we try to solve these correlated queries. There is a complete different way. So if you see in the previous example, what we did is we simply first solved the inner query. If I show you, so what we did is we simply run this query completely. We run this completely query and we just fetch the data. And this data was used to solve the outer query. These were the steps that we performed. I repeat myself again. In this particular question, what we did is we simply executed the inner query. After executing the inner query, we selected the whole data. And then we did use this data to solve the outer query. These are the steps that we performed in the previous question. Fine. But in case of solving these correlated queries, we don't do this. We don't actually run the inner query at the very first time. But what we do is, let me try to make this understand in a very, very beautiful way. See. Okay, fine. So now again, because we are using two tables, one table in the outer query and one table in the inner query. So I have taken both the tables in a very different manner. So let's suppose this is the B table and this is the T table. This is the B table and this is the table. This B table is actually being used in the outer query and this table is actually being used in the inner query. I hope you have got this thing. Fine. Chalo. Now, in the previous example, मैंने क्या बोला? What I've said is, in the previous example, we were first executing the inner query completely. But in case of correlated query, where we use some attribute of the outer query in the inner query, in such cases, we don't execute the inner query at the very first time. But what we do is we execute this inner query. For each of the row of the outer query. I repeat myself again. What we do is, in the previous example, we were executing this query once. We were executing this inner query once. But in case of correlated query, we execute the inner query each time for all of the rows of the outer query. That means for each of the rows of the outer query, we are going to execute this inner query. So I think you will understand this in better way when I will show and execute this query. So now let's try to understand this. What I am saying is, we will take this row and we will execute this whole query. Now listen very carefully. So now let's try to understand. We will just execute this inner query. So this is saying ki take this T of price and take the B of price. So B of price is 80. And what we will do is we will take just we will simply take the each of the row of the T query and we will compare the prices. So we will take this one first. So when I will take this 80, so this 80, this particular 80 is greater than this 80, condition fail, condition is false. I repeat myself. यार देखो simple है. What you have to do is you have to take each of the row of this query and you have to compare this with 80. ठीक है? तो let's try to do this. Whether this 80 is greater than 80, no. Whether this 90 is greater than 80, yes. Whether this 40 is greater than 80, no. Whether this 50 is greater than 80, no. Whether this 70 is greater than 80, no. This 68 is greater than 80, no. This 89 is greater than 80, yes. 73 is greater than 80, no. So how many number of rows we have which are greater than 80? 2. Now use this 2 in place of this query. In place of this query, use this 2, because we are selecting count of star na, count of star as per this table, count of star as per this condition. We are selecting count of star as per this condition. So the result of this query will be 2. Now check, this 2 is less than 5. Condition is true or false? This 2 is less than 5. Yes, it is true. It is true. If this is true, then we will select the title. So what title we have selected? We have selected T1 title in our result set. Sorry, B1 title. It is not T1, B1 title. ठीक है. Okay, it might be possible that you haven't got this thing. So let me make it clear in once again. Fine. So this is B table. This is T table. Now let's perform the same thing for the second row. Now here we have 90. Here we have 90. Now what we'll do is we will take each of the record of the T table and we'll compare this. Whether this 80 is greater than 90? No. 90 greater than 90 है? No. किसी से भी greater than नहीं है. T टेबल का प्राइस किसी भी टाइटल, किसी भी बुक का इस 90 से बड़ा नहीं है. दैट मीन्स काउंट कितना काउंट आया? 0. और क्या 0 लेस देन 5 है? यस, 0 लेस देन 5 है. दैट मीन्स वी विल सेलेक्ट द टाइटल दिस B2 in our result set. Fine. Now again let's try to execute for the next row. Now the next row here we have is 40. Again we will see कि whether this 80 greater than 40? Yes. 90 greater than 40? Yes. 40 greater than 40? No. 50 greater than 40? Yes. 70 greater है. 68 greater. 89 greater. 73 greater. So how many number of rows we have got which are greater than 40? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is less than 5. No, 7 is not less than 5. That means we are not going to consider this B3 title. We are not considering this B3 title in our result set. Now let's try to execute for the next row. Next row के लिए 50 is the table, 50 is the data, 50 is the price of the B price. B price is 50. B price is 50. We will consider each of the T price. 80 greater है? Yes. 90 greater? Yes. 40 greater? No. 50 greater? No. 70 greater? Yes. 68 greater? Yes. 89 greater. तो कितना आया? What is the count? 6. 6 is the count. 6 is less than 5. 6 is less than 5. Condition is false. We are not going to consider this B4 also. So B3 also neglected, B4 also neglected. Fine. Now let's try to consider the next one. So the next one is 70. Again, 80 greater? Yes. 90 greater? Yes. 40 greater? No. 50 greater? No. 70 greater? No. 60 greater? No. 89 greater? Yes. 70 greater? Yes. What is the count? 4. 4 is less than 5. If 4 is less than 5, we will consider this title. B5 is in our result. Fine. Consider the next one. 68. For this 68, we will consider this. 80 greater, 90 greater, 40 no, 50 no, 70 greater, 68 no, 89 yes, 73. So what is the count? 5. 5 is less than 5. Condition is false. That means we will not consider B6. Let's consider now next one. Next one is 89. 80 greater? Sorry, no. It is not greater. 90 greater? Yes. 40 greater? No. 50 greater? No. 70 no. 89 no. 73 no. What is the count? 1. 1 is less than 5. 1 is less than 5. That means B7 is in the result. Right. Now let's consider the next way. Next 73. 80 greater? Yes. 90 greater? Yes. 40 greater? No. 50 greater? No. 70 greater? No. 68 no. 89 yes. 73 no. So what is the count? Count is 3. 3 is less than 5. Condition is true. That means B8 is in the result. Now, if I arrange these prices in the descending order, okay, so what will be the price? So this is the decreasing order of the prices. Now see what book prices, what book title we have fetched. 80 wala, 80, 90, B2, B5, 70, then B7, 89, and then B8, 73. So that means these 5 we have fetched. These 5. So what are these prices? These are the prices of the most expensive book. And how many number of books? 5 books. So that means this 5 is basically telling me the number of books. Fine. So simply execute the query and try to match your data with the given options. Right. Try to execute your query and try to match the given data with the options. Now you must be feeling ki, sir, you have taken this data in such a way that you are just coming up with 5 rows. 5 most expensive book. No. Let me make you very much clear this thing. ठीक है. Until less we are not very intuitive about this query, we are not going to understand this. So let me make it more clear by considering some example. Let's suppose for some time just think of this table, that this table is representing the data of your class. So let's suppose this is the name of you and this is the number of money that you have in your pocket, right? So this is basically telling you the name and the paisa that you have in your pocket, right? Now what you are trying to do, what this query is trying to do, you are simply taking this data, 80, and you are trying to match that how many number of students in your class have money greater than you. This is what we are trying, this is what we are calculating. We are simply calculating ki how many number of students in your class is actually having the money more than you. This is what we were calculating. हाँ या ना? This is what we were calculating. Yes, this is what we were calculating. We were simply calculating that the T of price is greater than B of price. So in this particular table, if I calculate ki how many number of students in your class have money greater than you, money greater than this 80 value, so count those number of students. So we will count. So the student is 90, only 90, and then I think 89. So you have got the two students in your class which are having more than money that you have. They have money 90 and 89. The money that you have is 80. So that means how is the count? How much is the count? 2. 2 is the count. That means your rank in class is third in terms of money. And if this third value, your rank is 3, your rank is actually 3, that means you are in top 5. Okay. Now let's take some other example. Let's take this 50 value. Now for this 50, you are trying to calculate ki how many number of students in your class are those who are having money more than you. So how many students are there? 80, 90, and then this 70, then 68, then 89, and then 73. How many students are there in your class who are having more than money that you have? Are 6 actually, 60 students. There are 60 students that have money more than you. That means that you are the 7th person. The rank of yours is 7th in the class as per the money, right? That means you are not in top 5. Let's take some other example. Let's take this 73. 73 se samajhte, right? So again we will calculate all those students which are having more than money that you have. 73, 80, 90, okay, 89. So you have got only 3 students that are having money more than that you have, right? So that means you are at the 4th number, and if you are at the 4th number, you will be considered in the result set because your rank is actually 4th rank. So that means again you are in top 5. So basically what you are trying to do is you are trying to consider all those values, all those prices which are in the top 5. If it is in top 5, you are going to consider that result into your result set. Otherwise you are ignoring that. Okay? I hope you have got this thing. So now this looks more intuitive, right? This looks more intuitive. So this kind of query is basically known as correlated query. Now if you want to make it more handy with the correlated query, so just go and search in my playlist SQL for interviews. So there is one playlist SQL for interviews, and in that playlist you will find 2 questions. The question number 2, which is actually nth highest salary, and the question number 3, which is rank scores. So these 2 questions are based on the correlated query. You will feel more comfortable when you will go through those two videos, right? So it will be very, very handy for you guys. I hope you have got this question. So basically we were just simply getting all those books title which are most expensive, right? So the answer to this question is going to be option number D. Fine. If you haven't got this, you can simply watch this video again and you will get it very, very clearly, right? Now let's try to understand the next question. So now basically this query is basically performing the group by operation, and it is selecting data from multiple tables, right? So first of all we will execute this from clause. So this from clause is basically trying to combine this student and performance table, but on the basis of the data where you have roll number of S class is equal to the roll number of P table, right? So roll number of, first of all take this row and try to match this. So these 2 rows are matching. The roll number of student class 1 is equal to the performance in these 2 rows, in these 2 number of rows, right? Now what you will do is Okay, so if these two are matching, that means you are going to combine them in your result set. मैंने क्या बोला था? I simply said this thing कि you have to execute your answer in this particular order. कि first of all this from table will be done, then this where clause will be calculated, right? So that means कि you will simply first execute the whole thing from as per this thing only, as per this one and this condition. So if you execute this, if you execute these two table as per these two conditions, then only you can perform the group by operation. So let's try to select them. So what data you will get is, you will simply get the data as let's suppose I am selecting only few of the columns. So I am selecting name, I am selecting roll number, and I am selecting, let's suppose, course. ठीक है, let's suppose these three columns I am selecting. So let's try to understand them one by one. So you will select name as Raj, roll number is 1, and the course is DS. Again you will select, because the first is matching with the two, so the name is again Raj, the roll number is 1, and the course is operating system. Now let's take the second query. So roll number is matching with these two, this one and this one. So what you will do is, you will take this name as Rohit, roll number is 2, and that subject is basically DS. Again you will take Rohit, the roll number is 2, and you will take the subject as DBMS in your answer. Now you will fetch the third query. The roll number 3 is matching with these two rows. So you will take the Raj name again, and you will take the roll number. The roll number is 3, and the subject is operating system. And again you will take this Raj name, the roll number is 3, and you will take the other subject, which is data structure. So this is the table that you have got. This is the result table that you have got by performing this rule number 1 and rule number 2. Now whatever data you have got, just apply the group by. On the basis of this student name. Now see, if you apply the group by operation on the basis of this student name, so how many number of unique groups you will have? You will have only 2 groups. One of them is Raj and another one is Rohit. Simply. Okay? That means you have formed these 2 groups. And now after forming these 2 groups, what you are calculating? You are simply calculating the student name and the sum of P marks. So in one of the column, you will get the sum of all those marks which are of Raj. So Raj, so basically 80, 70, and then I think roll number 3, so 80 and 60. So you will calculate the sum of all those students whose name is Raj, right? You will calculate the sum of all the students whose name is Raj. You can maintain one more column which is of marks, and you can store the numbers here like this. So 75, then 65, and then 80, and then 60, like this. Okay, 60 and 60. So you can, first of all, you may fetch all those marks which are of Raj. You will calculate the sum, and in the next particular column you will calculate the Rohit and the sum corresponding to the Rohit. Fine. And so finally you will get these two rows in your result, Raj and Rohit. So I think this is asking you the number of rows. So the answer according to this question is going to be option number 2. Answer is 2, option number A, right? So now let's look at the last question. So the last question is basically that you have to consider this given table coach and what is the correct query to achieve the below scenario. So let's try to understand that. So basically what we have to do is, we have to simply display the coach name and A codes, means the coach name and the corresponding code in ascending order of the A code. So I think this is a very simple query that you have to select 2 things, coach name and A code. So select name and A code, select A name, A code, A name and A code A. I think तीनों ही ऑप्शंस में अभी तक मेरे को यहाँ तक तो सही दिख रहा है, यहाँ तक सही दिख रहा है, तीनों कॉलम्स, तीनों अभी तक ठीक है. बट कह रहा है कि you have to do this in ascending order of A code. You have to do this in ascending order of A code, right? So how we will do this? Order by, ठीक है, attribute, the name of the attribute which is A code, and finally it is saying in ascending order. So you will have to mention ASEC. So now I think order by A code. Fine. So by default it will fetch the data in ascending order. So यहाँ पे you have in operator which is not going to be very effective. Again you have in operator which is not going to be effective. So you just simply calculate this order by A code, and by default it actually fetches the data on the basis of ascending order. So you don't really have to mention that. Fine. But if it could have asked you to do this in a descending order, then you could have find out the option which is having DESC. Fine. So the option number A is going to be the correct answer in this case, right? So I hope you have got something new from this video. So that's it from my side for these SQL queries. I hope you have enjoyed and you have learned something new. So let's meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye.